What's up guys, welcome to today's video where you're going to be learning how to upgrade yourself. Now for the past few months, I've been coaching 10 players through my Poker Athlete program where we train your mind and body for elite poker performance. We focus on one skill a week and we go really deep on that skill and we train it from a beginner level all the way to an elite level. The first skill we worked on together was that of self-awareness. And we went on a really good journey together and made loads of discoveries, both myself as a coach and the players made a massive breakthrough. So today I want to share with you the lessons I've learned about self-awareness and also some of the successes the players I've had working with have been able to achieve from leveling up that skill. So when I'm a coach and trying to work with players, I always try to think, where's the best place to begin? Where do we put our effort into to get the highest reward? And almost always, it's self-awareness. Because without self-awareness, there is no self-development. All right, we can't develop ourselves without being aware of what's going on or in our programming and how to change our operating systems. All right, so when it comes to self-awareness, I focus on 4 key concepts. All right, there's 4 concepts around self-awareness which I find the most powerful. The first of those is your programming. All right, by programming, I mean we've had a lot of experiences. We had a lot of past experiences, and that leads to us acting in certain ways. That leads to our habits, our routines, our tilt episodes at the poker tables, our insecurities, our fears are very often rooted from our past experiences, all right, which I call our programming. Now, if you're not aware of your programming, it runs subconsciously, and it runs your life. Your conscious life, your conscious experience gets run by subconscious programs. However, once you become aware of that, once you become aware of your programming, you can actually change it quite easily. All right, that's been one of the amazing things I've found going through the program with these players. They've been able to change it quickly, very quickly, once they become aware of the programming that goes on. All right, so I'm going to go over the 4 concepts. That's the first one. There's 3 more, and then I'm going to go into the lessons that I've learned from helping players improve their self-awareness, and then I'm going to share with you guys some success stories of real players who've been able to level up that skill with specific training. All right, so the second concept of the self-awareness model, or how do you upgrade it, is understanding your beliefs. All right, so your programming is all the experiences you've had, and your beliefs is the things that you hold on to strongly. All right, it's the viewpoints you hold on to. It's generally the things you say you can do. I can do this, I can't do that. For example, you could be a $100 reg, and you might think like, I'm not somebody who can play 1Ks or high stakes. It's a belief system that keeps you in that narrative. All right, we all have them. We have belief systems that hold us back. Again, once you understand your programming, and then you get the next level, and you map out what your current beliefs are, the magic thing is beliefs are very malleable, all right? And when we've went through this coaching together as a group, we've been able to change belief systems, change really powerful. Some players have had belief systems for 20 years, and by highlighting them and addressing them, we've been able to upgrade their belief systems together as a group, which has been amazing. Everyone's been sharing their journeys throughout, which has been really great to see. All right, the third concept is your values. So we know your programming for your experiences, we know the belief systems that you've been holding on to and that have been limiting you, and then we need to know our values. And our values are super powerful because they drive everything. If you don't know your values, you will always be in conflict, all right? So basically, you need to understand what are the things that are most important to me right now and create a hierarchy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even 5, all right? You need to understand, do you want to be successful? Do you want to value your health, your growth, achievement? Whatever it is for you, you've got to understand what are my core values, and you've then got to create a life in alignment with those values, all right? This sounds confusing for some of you, but it is literally the essential ingredient to having a fulfilling life. If you don't take time to understand who you are, what you value, what you're striving for, you will always be feeling like you're taking 1 step forward and 1 step back. What do I mean by that? You'll be playing poker, and poker will be going great, and you feel guilty that you're not seeing your friends enough. Or you'll be out with friends and you feel guilty that you're not grinding. Or you feel guilty that you're not traveling more and seeing the world more and doing fun stuff. You're constantly doing one thing and feeling guilty because that you're not doing another thing. That is a very clear sign that you've got a conflict of values that you need to address. Also, we need to have values in alignment so that we're constantly working towards the right achievements, all right, the right things in our lives. If you are someone who just goes through life and tries to acquire stuff, like lots of people do, get more money, get the bigger house, play the higher stakes, and you're not really sure why you're doing it, you will get there. So hopefully if you work hard enough and you pursue it to the highest levels, but it'll be so unfulfilling. You'll get there and go, now what? Now what? you achieved something, well done, but it wasn't in line with your values, and you'll feel very hollow and very incomplete. And this happens to a lot of people who have success because they achieved success in the wrong thing, or they didn't get clear on what their values were, and they compromised their health and their relationships to have success, and as a result, they ended up really lonely and disengaged as a result. All right, so we've got to get really clear on our values. And then self-awareness all comes together in one big kind of umbrella in terms of your identity. Your identity is everything, and that is basically the person you think you are. All right, the person you think you are. So generally, I am hardworking. I am a procrastinator. We create this image of ourselves, who we think we are, and we show up in alignment with what we think our identity is. All right, so if I think I'm a certain version of myself, which a lot we all do, we show up as that version. However, the most powerful thing with identity is we can change it. We can upgrade identity. We can pick a new identity with new character traits that we've never done before, and we can become a new version of ourselves. All right, going into 2022, one of the most exciting parts is you can choose who you want to be this year. All right, and a lot of people think this is very hard. They're like, yeah, Adam, all well and good in theory, sounds nice, but how do I do it? Because I've got all these belief systems and programs. How do I become a better version of myself? It's actually not that hard. All right, and upgrading your identity is all about getting very clear on who you need to be, building the character, mapping out the character you need to be, and living in alignment with that character consistently and reinforcing that new identity. All right, so we've got your programming and your beliefs, which kind of come together, the things that are holding you back and basically limiting you, generating your subconscious, and we've got to make that conscious. We've got your values and your identity, all the things you want to be moving towards. All right, we want to be clear on our values and create identity and goals in alignment with our values. All right, self-awareness is all about that. Once we can create a new identity and overcome belief systems, it's like shackles getting removed. All right, I've just went through this program with 10 players simultaneously because I've done a lot of coaching over the last 3 years. I've worked with a lot of players on a lot of problems, but I've never worked with a lot of players at the same time on the same problem. So for a full week, we're all digging into self-awareness and leveling it up. And it's amazing how much progress you can make in just 1 week when you really dig deep on it, when you really dig deep, all right? And a lot of players I'm working with are like, wow, I've never looked under the hood of the car, so to speak. I've never looked that deep before. When you do, you'll see some scary stuff, but also you get so much clarity on where you're going forward. All right. So as I've been coaching this program, I've been learning myself, and I've learned 3 lessons about self-awareness over the past few months. All right. So the first lesson I've learned is we all create our own personal imaginary ceilings which limit our progress. I got this concept, some of you guys may have heard of it, called the floor and the ceiling. The ceiling is the maximum standard you allow yourself to achieve in that area. If you hit your ceiling, you start going backwards. Often it's easy to imagine with a financial checkpoint or a stakes you're playing. Your ceiling might be 10K a month. Once you start hit 10K a month, you start going backwards and you start oscillating below the ceiling. And your floor is the minimum standard you accept. Again, when you hit the floor, you bounce up. All right, this is, if I can't pay the bills, I'll find a bit of hustle, grind, get things done so I'm paying the bills. All right, we often oscillate between our floor and our ceiling. All right. Now, what I found with going through this program with 10 players at the same time is everyone's got a different ceiling. All right, I was thinking the ceilings would generally be financial. They would generally be what stakes you play, but we've all got our own demons and we've all got our own story. All right, in the ceiling, literally this kind of imaginary height that we can't get past is all created in our heads, and it feels so real to us. If I ask you what's limiting you right now, you will tell me a story of why you can't get to the next level. Why? Or because of your bankroll, or because of your life circumstances, because like you're on a downswing, because your partner doesn't support you, because the dog's barking and you can't concentrate, because the kids are it's not sleeping right. We've all got our own story, all right? And I'm not discouraging you from having a story. I'm not saying like they're not true in some way, but the story is what limits you, all right? And we all create our own. And I've been actually very surprised by how different our stories are. But what's amazing when you actually identify it, you go, wait, that's your ceiling. What you're telling yourself there is your story. So when I flesh this out with the players I'm working with, I get them to literally go, tell me the story you're telling yourself. Tell me the ceiling that you're creating. And once you write it down, you actually see why you're blocking yourself. You're like, that story I'm keeping there, I'm telling myself, is keeping me stuck. What happens if I drop the story? What happens if I change the story? What happens if I create a new story? How would that go? All right, and we can start to move this imaginary ceiling. And all of a sudden, you start playing life at a different level. And it feels like, how could that be possible? How could I just change a story I'm telling myself and all of a sudden I can achieve more in my life? How can it be that simple? Believe me, it is. All right, when we actually stop holding ourselves back, we're capable of so much more. None of us are maxing out. I'm nowhere near maxing out. I'm sure most of you guys are nowhere near maxing out your potential. You're capable of so much more. Why are we not achieving it? We're creating ceilings. We're creating obstacles, all right? Even this year right now, I'm in the process of writing the Poker Athlete book. I've never wrote a book before. I've got a ceiling in place somewhere around that going, this is going to be hard. I don't know what I'm doing. How am I going to get it on the shelves? How do I publish? How do I get writing? So many things, all stories, all right? Hopefully, throughout the course of this year, you guys will be able to follow along on YouTube as I'm documenting it. I will be able to write that book and get past my ceilings, break it down, boom. Now I'm an author. Now I've got a book. Great, I overcome an obstacle to get to my new ceiling, all right? And we all, as we're going through life, we're gonna run into ceilings. But if you can identify them and watch yourself come up with a story that creates a limitation, you can start to move that and create a new one higher, all right? So that's the first lesson I learned. Second lesson I learned is when you become aware of what's been holding you back, it frees you, all right? So in alignment with this, knowing what your ceiling is, the awareness is everything. Awareness is like a spotlight in a dark place. All right, it's like shining the light into the corners. You see what's there. And when you see what's there, that's often half the work done. It's often 80 to 90% of the work done is just by being aware of what is holding you back. All right, when I've been working with players over the past few months on this area, almost all of them were like, now I see. It's like almost like opening your eyes. When you see, you can't unsee. You've now seen it, you've got information, now you can deal with it. Now we can actually fix the problems. So often we're going through life with blind spots, with limiting beliefs that we're just completely unaware of. These subconscious programs run our lives. As soon as we bring them to the front of our conscious awareness, it frees us from them, all right? Anthony DeMello's got a great quote. I'm going to paraphrase it, but it's along the lines of the things that we're aware of, we're free. The things we're not aware of, trap us. The things we're not aware of trap us, all right? And that's the same way of saying, like, if we can't bring it to our conscious awareness, if it's in the shadows, if it's in our subconscious, if it's not in our present awareness, we can't fix it. But once we do a bit of work and we bring it to our attention, it frees us. It frees us from that problem, all right? And that's been very interesting to watch. And then the third powerful lesson, the most powerful thing I've learned is anyone can upgrade their identity and become a better version of themselves very quickly. All right, so I tested everyone in this program and we scored ourselves at the start of the program and the end. I'll go more into the scoring as we go through this video, but 1 week per skill we worked on. We worked on self-awareness full week straight, and I was ambitious that we could make a lot of progress with that skill in that time frame, but I wasn't sure. But after going through the program and watching the players come back, everyone made amazing progress in 1 to 2 weeks with upgrading their identity. Everyone, all right, because they committed to the work, and that is what's so powerful about identity. When you actually stop and you create a new identity for yourself and you break the old image that you've created for yourself, you make progress quickly. You can become a better version of yourself so quickly. And this is what's been amazing for me to witness, because sometimes we feel like life's got to be hard. It's got to be long. It's got to be a slog. It's got to take 10 weeks, a month, 5 months, 10 months, 2 years to get to where we want to. But you can make progress. You can become a better version of yourself in a few weeks, all right? Just by deciding, I'm going to upgrade myself, all right? And going to 2022, it's an amazing time to start thinking, maybe I want to upgrade myself. Maybe I want to start becoming a better version of myself, all right? And you can make progress with that faster than you think. Now, I want to share some of the real results of the players I've been working with, because I'm so proud of them and they've been able to make amazing quantitative improvements in their self-awareness in a short space of time. All right, so like I said, we've focused on 1 skill per week, but we've been working on skills full-time for the last 8 weeks. We're about 10 weeks in now to the actual program, kind of the prolonged version, and players have made huge progress. All right, so the way I am quantifying progress is before you start to do a skill with working with me, you get an assessment. All right, you answer a series of questions and you'll be given a score out of 50 for that skill set. All right, below 25, you'll be classed as a beginner for that skill set. Between 25 and 40, you'll be in the intermediate range, and above 40, you'll be classed as elite. All right, so every player has a starting point for each skill set. We then do the coaching together, the training programs, and you reassess yourself at the end of the program. All right, for these modules, because we're doing them together as 8 skills over 8 weeks, you reassess yourself at the end of the week, or once you finish the module, which is generally after a week. All right, so I'm just going to share with you some of the results the players managed to have in just a week of working on their self-awareness. All right, so the blue one here is the before scores. All right, so you can see the average, I think it came out as 31 for the whole group. This is like 7 of the 10 players who went through it, and the red score is the after. All right, so we can see every player had big improvements in their self-awareness quantitatively by the assessments that they took, and huge progress. This guy had way like massive progress there, but everyone's had significant improvements. And the average improvement for the group was 31%. A 31% improvement in your self-awareness over the course of the program. All right, in this case, it was a few weeks, but you could probably prolong to more weeks in terms of 8-week program. 31% improvement in your self-awareness, your ability to identify the things that are limiting you and to create a new identity and live in alignment with that. Super powerful. All right, and then we've got the program itself. We've got beginner, intermediate, or elite. All right, so like I said, with your score, you get given a kind of criteria. At the start of the program, we had 2 who were beginner for self-awareness, and we had 8 in the intermediate category. By the end, we had 3 intermediate, and we had 7 in the elite category. All right, elite level of self-awareness. It'll level of self-awareness that almost nobody else has. It's crazy to get to elite level for the skill set that quickly. But this is super powerful. And the reason I'm sharing with you guys is I'm really, really proud of how much work they put into it. But also, I'm amazed how quickly, when you put the work in a group environment and everyone works the skill together, you can get from beginner to intermediate to elite. All right. I had these concepts. I had the hope that this would be true. But players are literally proving it to me day after day that it's possible. All right. So I just want to read you out a few of the kind of success stories that have happened through the program. So we have Barry, who says, before joining the program, I was struggling with a fear of failure and being too focused on my results. This was stressful to deal with, and I would often need to take some time away from poker when things were getting a little bit much. I also couldn't maintain high levels of focus throughout my grinds, which was really frustrating me. After going through the program, I now feel that for the first time, I have a step-by-step process that I can follow to get me to the next level. I've increased my belief in myself that I can overcome any challenges that come my way, and my confidence has grown pretty much from Module 1, where I gained more self-awareness of what was holding me back. All right, how many of you guys relate to that? Struggling with the fear of failure, being too stressed, focusing on your results, being a bit stressed out. And imagine just by improving your self-awareness, by understanding what is going on internally, by understanding what is going on with your mind, by being able to see all the limitations that you're bringing forward, by being able to see that and gain that self-awareness, everything starts to get easier. All right, so Barry said from Module 1, gain self-awareness, everything started to get easier once you could see what was holding them back. All right, so powerful. All right, then we had August, who said, one of the biggest breakthroughs I had early in the program was when I improved my self-awareness and realized how I was trapped myself in a limited box by my own faulty beliefs. After saying that, I was able to create new empowering beliefs and set my own values that I wanted to live by, which has had a huge impact. Basically, straight after the self-awareness module, I was able to crash through my old ceilings by taking shots at 500 NL Zoom on PokerStars, which have been going really well. All right, just by having that level of self-awareness, it frees you, all right? It frees you to go to that next level. It frees you to take on those challenges you are scared of. It frees you to start playing outside of your normal comfort zone because your comfort zone isn't there anymore, all right? August said, crash past his old ceiling. How could he crash past his old ceiling? If anything, he moved out of the way and created a new ceiling, all right? A new ceiling that he could go for, all right? And so many players right now, we're literally doing our goals together and setting our targets for the year ahead. Everyone's setting new targets. Why? Because they've achieved the old ones. They've already crushed their old ceilings. They've already got to that next checkpoint and they're waiting to get to the next one above that. All right, so self-awareness is such a superpower. All right, it's one of those things where if we actually spend some time working on it, we can have amazing results. Now, I'm opening up the Poker Athlete for another 10 players. All right, I'm super selective who I choose, and I'm really spending a lot of time on making sure the players are a good fit for the community I already have, and also that they're going to gel well together and learn well in a group environment. It's going to be an 8-week program, and if you're interested in being one of those next Poker Athletes and you want to improve your self-awareness for the first skill, the 7 more skills that we work on in depth as a group community week by week, then go into the link in the description. Click on the link and it will take you to a web page and click apply now button to go through to an application form. Fill in that, which will take about 2 to 5 minutes. That will go straight to my email. I'll read through the application and let you know if you're a good fit for the program. If you are, I'll reach out and you'll hear more from me on next steps. But this is an exciting opportunity for some of you guys. If it's a good fit, make sure you snap it up. It is going to be starting in a few weeks. If you're watching this video 3-4 weeks down the line, you've probably missed that opportunity. But if you are watching this video as it's come out, you have that opportunity. The spots are probably going to go over the next 7 to 10 days. So do that quickly, and I look forward to hearing from you. If that's not a fit for you right now, no problem. Smash the like button if you got some value from this video. Let me know in the comments your main takeaways. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.